Okay, from that song you just heard, that's more of a funky style of song. And let's go back a little bit and talk about the thumb technique that we did earlier in the video. I showed you how to go down and up with the thumb. Now what we want to do is expand on it a little bit and learn how to use it in a grooving situation. Now in the song that we just played, it was more of this style. Now if I didn't go up and down with the thumb, it would be a lot of bouncing and my hand would have to move twice as fast, like. I would tire out really fast. I would get real tired. So going down and up with the thumb helps. Now also what you'll realize is that you can go down, up, and on the way up, pluck. So you get a down, up, pluck. Okay, so experiment with that also. That's another way to expand on it. Now let's talk about throwing it into a groove. You just want to think of any kind of pattern that you play. And whether you're using a down and up pattern, it doesn't matter. Whatever technique that you use, any patterns that you play, here's a good way to practice it and learn how to groove with it. Okay? Play it with the metronome. Let's say if you have something. Now if I wanted to play the pattern over this. Okay, then what you want to do is you want to cut the metronome beats in half. Now I have less to listen to, and you want to play the same groove. Then cut it in half again. So now I have less to listen to, and play. And then if you can, cut it in half again, because then you'll have less and less to listen to. If you can play with a metronome going that slow, you should have no trouble playing with the drummer. Right now I'd like to talk about the equipment that I'm using. And I'll start with this bass. This is a 4-string Monarch style bass made by Federa, a company from Brooklyn, New York. And it just so happens that I still prefer to use the 4-string. This is a pretty much stock bass with EMG pickups, but I've added a Kahler tremolo bar. And I'm using the ADA MB1 preamp along with the ADA power amp with SWR 410 Goliath speaker cabinet. And moving back up, I also have a Rain mixer, a 6-channel line mixer. And up top here, just for a little bit of added effects, I'm using a signal processor effects unit made by Zoom. And over here, I was using a drum machine, the Roland R70 that I use. But I also like to add that it doesn't matter what equipment you use, the music's going to come from you. I like to look at it like take someone like Michael Jordan who plays basketball. Take away his shoes, he can still play basketball. So it doesn't matter what kind of equipment that you use. The music's going to come from you. So as long as you remember that, you're on the right track. Okay, what I'd like to talk about now is another style of tapping again. And basically this is a more mellow style. And it's really easy again. And I always like to think of techniques as being easy, because then you have a head start at learning them. So basically this one will be mellow, and I'm going to do this one in the key of E. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play a 1, 5, 9 out of my left hand, which is going to be the E on the 12th fret. Then you have a B, and then you have an F sharp. Okay, so you get... Make sure you let each note ring so that you get a nice, beautiful chord. And then a half step up from this F sharp, I'm going to play the G sharp with my right finger. Okay, so once you learn that, take the whole pattern down to the next set of strings. Start on the A string. Okay, and once you get that easy, just play them back and forth, and it makes a nice, easy, but beautiful sounding song. Like... Then you want to expand on that. Experiment with putting melodies on top. I may take another finger, and on a string I'm not using, when I'm on the 3 low strings, I'll play a melody on the top high string. Okay, so it may sound like this. You'll see that when you're playing a melody on the high string and then you play the chord on the high string, you have to lift the melody up. The more you practice, the more this will all make sense. You'll see how easy it is. Again. You can move the whole progression up, and then you have a bridge section.